All right, so here we just have the login. And as you can see right here, this is just my third-party database that keeps everything secure. Okay, now that I'm in, let me explain things really briefly here. You got total leads, you got this week's leads, tasks due, win rate, pipeline overview, we'll get to that, recent leads, upcoming tasks, recent activity. You got the leads module right here, and what a module is essentially is, a module is just a navigation item, just like pipeline, just like add leads, just like dashboard. Okay, so for add leads, we have adding a new lead, simple as that, managing leads, we'll get to that. Pipeline, you're basically just in a process of dragging and dropping leads from one stage to the next. There's editing stuff for it as well, managing loss reasons. As you can see down here, top loss reason, not associated, but once you have those leads on there, obviously you can fiddle around with that and see what that looks like. For task, it's just like leads, it kind of mirrors it if you can see here. It does the same thing, it's just basic task entry. And we'll talk more about this either in the full walkthrough or those individual videos that you can go ahead and watch yourselves. Yeah, and then here you just add a new task. Here you have an overview of all the tasks you have per day. Here's all of your tasks and where they're gonna be. Here's the goals module. Okay, now moving on, we have goals. And goals are very straightforward. They are essentially tasks, but without a time confinement. So there's no deadlines. There's manual goal entry, and then there's task checklists. And we'll get into the difference of those in a separate video, but essentially you can track this simply by clicking a goal and updating it yourself. And task checklist is just a compilation of different tasks you already have and some tasks that you want to complete. There's some cool color coding here, but yeah, goals is very simple. Then you got jobs. You got estimates, jobs, and clients. Estimates are quotes that you've given from draft all the way to accepted, some sent, rejected, expired. Jobs is the same way, but you've got a couple more options here. Here's kind of what these forms look like. So yeah, this is what it looks like for jobs. You can click through some of these things. Here's what it looks like for estimates. And then clients is pretty special. What clients essentially is it's just a lead with an estimate and or a job. So if you have leads that are attached to an estimate or a job, they're gonna show up here with those linked to them. So it's gonna be a nice place to check all that stuff. Okay, then we have settings. Got your email, day you joined, plan, upgraded pro button. That's just gonna bring you right here. You've got your appearance, light and dark, click between those. Data and security, the method that you sign in, you can sign in either through Google or my authentication system. You got your recent login activity here. And if there's somebody logging in from like somewhere in a different country, we will email you about that. So then you can take some sort of action on your account. You can export data here. Click one of these and it'll download a CSV file. You've got your help and support section. Clicking this button will get you to the page you're watching this video on. Email support, legal stuff, danger zone, all pretty straightforward. And another way to customize your dashboard is you can go ahead and click this button here, which is gonna pull up this screen. If you don't care about goals, you can just disable it. If you don't care about Jobs Hub, you can just disable it. You're a pro member, wanna try out these themes? Go ahead. You can also change over to dark here or back to light. Also, the last thing to know that's really, really important is only one device can be logged into an account at a time. So if you log in on your phone, you're gonna pull all the data from your laptop or your computer. But then if you try to interact with the data that's on your phone by using your computer, it's just gonna be stale data. And then after 5 minutes, your computer's just gonna automatically log out. This is just to ensure that a service made for individuals isn't abused and I'm paying for 30 people on one account. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I appreciate you guys watching. If you're gonna watch any video next, I'd suggest the ad leads one, as that's pretty much the foundation of SteadyManager. So thank you again for watching. I hope you found this useful, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, well, if you watch the start video, I hope this is the next thing you're seeing, because this is pretty much the foundation of everything that I've made. So when you add a lead, you have basic information that you can add. You can add the name, you can add the company, the position, email, phone, status, source. Let's just go ahead and write Bob Kelly. He works for Apple. Head of marketing. Email, bobkelly87@gmail.com. Phone number. Status. We contacted him. Source, scroll down, we can do a custom source. Found him from a podcast, if I can spell that. Lead temperature, cold or warm. And what this is basically just how interested the lead is, where warm leads are pretty much people who are interested in your business, whereas cold, not so much. Potential value here, about $10,000. We're doing high ticket sales here. Lead quality scoring, it's about a 9. Advanced fields, put in the websites, and I'm just gonna put in some random 8 URLs. Follow-up date, I think we're following up in 2 days, and the last time we contacted him was the 30th. And then we have this thing called more URLs, fill all those. Notes, You have about 500 characters, type whatever you want, add it, pops up right here, click it. There is a lot of information that you can pin to somebody to get all the information that you need about them. And these are links that if you click them, they work. Of course, this isn't an actual URL though. And then editing it, it's pretty straightforward. Now, recent leads, you just have about 5 here. These 2 buttons here, view all, are pretty much the same thing. And clicking that gets you here. Here's where you can also add leads. You can edit multiple leads at once, whether you're changing the status to qualified, contacted, deleting them. And what you can see, it's just a pretty simple and clean display of all the information. And then you have these 3 filters, which are multiple choice, the value, lowest first, has value only. Source from website, looks like we have no website leads. Then this convenient clear all button. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. It's just a better Google Sheets, right? Pretty simple stuff. And if you watch the task video, it's pretty much the same thing. But yeah, I hope you found this helpful. I hope you enjoy the site. Tasks is pretty similar and it comes hand in hand with leads. Okay, now we're in tasks. And if you can notice, it's very similar to add leads. As you can see here, we have this kind of Apple calendar looking thing. We'll get into that. But if you did watch my leads video, we're gonna continue off of that. So we had just added Bob, and now we have to follow up with Bob. And the day we set was the 3rd. Me and Bob talked about it. We're meeting at 11:30 a.m. because we're not crazy. And then the priority, you can set to low, medium, high, urgent. We're just gonna keep it on medium. Medium's honestly just the default. Related lead, we're gonna click this. So we're gonna search up Bob, get him on here. Task type, it's already set, follow up. Notes, Bob has 19 children. And then more details, you can add the meeting URL, the address, post meeting notes. We're just gonna add this. And then just like leads, it's a pretty simple table view. You can just click to finish tasks. And then these ones are the ones that are overdue. As I'm filming this video, it's December 1st, so November 24th, it's past due. You got the priority here. And the priority honestly doesn't matter if it isn't due, but if it's due, it's just gonna highlight red. But the priority is just color filtered to catch your attention, to catch your eye on what tasks you need to be doing first. And as we can see here, we have the task with Bob Kelly. And if we click it, we get the details here. We have the task type, due date, lead, priority notes. If we click this button, we get to call Bob, as it says here, calling Bob Kelly. And then on a different window, I got a button to call him. And then email, to just pull up an email template, click mark complete. It's the same as clicking the checkbox. And then editing, it's just like adding a lead or adding a task. And then deleting, you have this confirmation screen. And then you have filters, which are multiple choice, tasks, estimate, research, demo, follow-up, all these template ones. You can have multiple at a time. We got these follow-ups, plus pending, clear all, edit multiple, click multiple, mark them as complete, delete them, do whatever. And now going to this view, these red little dots here are the tasks that aren't completed. The green ones are the ones that are. So if we go to the same day that Bob had his meeting, remember how we completed it? If we uncomplete all of these, well, let me go back. What you'll see is now we have the dot saying 6. And then you can filter through pages. Pretty simple stuff. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Next we have pipeline, and yes, it looks pretty colorful. We have Bob Kelly here under contacted. We have his deal value of $10,000, which we can go and edit. Unfortunately, Bob Kelly dropped down to $5,000, so let's save that. You've got the lead quality scoring up here as a 9. You've got this move button if you're on mobile. Got the last contacted date, and if you click this pencil here, you can see the next follow-up date. Got notes, lead temperature, none, cold, warm. And as I'm seeing it now, the contacted date here versus here, it's 1 day off. I'll have to fix that. You've got your active pipeline here, which shows the amount of leads you have, plus the amount of value you have in it. And then you have your sales outcome with that value, qualified, closed, lost. And what all this means is very straightforward. Let's say we have a lead here that was worth $6,200 at a loss reason. Reason wasn't product not fit. Reason was a decision maker changed. Real reason, wife had to think about it. Add that reason, $431,000. This is just the value of how much is in your sales outcome as well as your active pipeline. The conversion rate here, closed versus lost. And pipeline is just supposed to be a very simple way of tracking leads under different statuses. You got your filters here, searching by warm leads, trying to follow up on those. Looking at the higher quality ones, or I'm looking at the ones from Instagram or whatnot, Instagram and Twitter, the ones that are unknown, clear all. You can search, nothing really more to say. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. All right, so you just got a couple leads and tasks added, and maybe you've messed around in the pipeline, but dashboard's gonna be the display of all that activity. So the first block here we have is total leads, this week's leads. This is the amount of leads that you've added for the week. Tasks done, win rate. Then we have the pipeline overview. You've got new all the way down to lost. You got your recent leads, your upcoming tasks, your recent activity. So let's start at the top here. So for total leads, we didn't add a source. So right now they're saying unknown. So we got about 36 leads in that category. Over here for this week, we can filter through these. This is what it looks like when you click on one. Got some of the lead information and contact information. Here's what tasks do looks like. Click on that, see that information. And then some of these tasks, if they have an associated lead, that'll just show on the right side here. You got your win rate here. 7 to 3 is not bad. You can just filter through these. And if you click it, it's just the same basic pop-up. Okay, now pipeline overview. Starting in new, as you can see, just new leads, qualified, negotiation. You get the gist. Recent leads, if you click view all, just another way to see all of your leads. So then you can just search through that. Tasks is the same way. The dashboard's honestly just another way of navigating through all your tasks and your leads in a very easy way. Okay, now in recent activity, you just have some of the tasks you've completed, some of the leads you've added. And if you click this view all button, you get this cool screen here. Now what this is within a time period, right now it says this week, you can see your activity from pipeline movement, leads added, tasks done, deals closed. You can see the deals that you closed this week. Click on that stuff. See all the leads you added that week. If you just want to search by today, it'll just show that. Since all this stuff was added just today, it's going to look no different for me. But for you, if you're adding leads or completing tasks throughout the week, you're going to be able to come down here and see this daily breakdown where, depending on the day, you can see the different stats here. So if you click on it, it'll show up this screen here with the leads added, tasks done. Pretty much the same thing as if you were just right here, except depending on the stats for that specific day. Now, pipeline movement from the leads that we moved from lost over to closed, it was 3 leads. I just went ahead and moved Patrick Evans back and forth between lost and closed, so it shows up 3 times. The thing about deals closed though is if you are to move 3 leads over to deals closed and move them out, it'll know that. But just for this stuff, this is just general knowledge. So you can be moving stuff back and forth and it's still gonna count it. But at the same time, this is what really matters. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Dashboard's nothing more than a pretty UI and a nice way of managing things. I hope you found this useful and I'll see you in the next one. All right, so this is the goals module. What it's meant to do is not like tasks where you're tracking things on time or a set date that you're supposed to complete them by. So I gave goals a different purpose. Goals serves 2 different purposes here. There's manual entry and then there's task checklist. We're gonna start with task checklist. Bob, Kelly, checklist. We're gonna click task checklist. We're gonna start with this. You can color it if you want. Search tasks. We have one for Bob. Follow up with Bob. And then we're gonna create a new one as well. One of Bob's siblings. And we're doing this on the same day that we're meeting with him. Add that. Create the goal. And yeah, just for tabs, you have all active and completed. You got the edit multiple functions. You can't edit checklists with tasks in them, but you can edit all the manual ones, which we'll get into. So for the checklist, you can either complete them here, or you can go ahead and go into tasks and complete them. It'll show pending and completed for the ones that you have completed. Now for manual lead entry, we already have some set up, but we're gonna set up our own. Bob's fundraiser. Bob's trying to raise $5,000, or that's $10,000. Bob's trying to raise $10,000. Description, Bob. We're gonna set it as a reoccurring goal just so I can show you what that does. We're gonna create it, click on this, log progress. Let's say you do 1 million. Well, that's a lot more than 1 million. Since it's a reoccurring goal, you can keep on completing it. And then if it weren't a recurring goal, it would just say completed and you can click undo and then it would go back to 0. But it's very, very simple. And yeah, that's pretty much it for goals. Thank you for watching. Okay, now we're gonna be going through Project Management Hub. Let's start off with estimates. I already have some pre-made ones here, but we're gonna go ahead and create a new one. But first, actually, let me explain what's going on here. So you have total, you have accepted, draft, sent, rejected, expired, which are certain statuses that an estimate is in. You can see some of them down here. You have some options to edit multiple, change the status, delete them, whatever. We're gonna create a new estimate. Let's call it kitchen remodel. And then you could just choose a lead here. Let's choose Andrew Scott. Status sent. You can set an expiration date if you want. I'll uncheck this and change this to the 3rd. Description, doesn't matter. Line items, you can be specific, but I'm just gonna be vague here. We're doing 1 kitchen remodel, charging about $2,500 for that. If you change the number or the quantity, that price also, of course, goes up. Put it at 1. Actually, let's just do, nah, it doesn't matter. Let's just do 1. Photos, if you click this, You can upload a photo. I just uploaded a photo of a deck. You can upload up to 3 photos. Also, it's good to know that photos are a pro exclusive feature. The same goes for estimates and jobs. Terms and condition, we'll just keep this. Internal notes can be whatever. Save that estimate. Now you got the expiration date down here. You got the send status here. You've got the photo attached. And you can see some of these details. Pretty straightforward. You can click on the photo to view it. Change the status from right here. And then a fun little feature I added here is download client copy, which will download a PDF showing the client date, valid until, project description, scope of work, total estimate, terms and conditions. And as you can see, no internal notes on here. But yeah, estimates is pretty straightforward. And now as we go over to jobs is pretty similar, right? You got all drafts scheduled in progress, completed, invoice paid, canceled. Let's just go ahead and create one. So carrying off of our estimate, this is currently scheduled. The date's, let's say the 17th. Scheduled time, 1 p.m. It'll take us about 30 hours. And job type, let's just do custom, remodel. If you want to be specific, doesn't matter the description. And then this financial area is where all your numbers are going to be. If you look down here at these drop downs, these are all good for internal use and for you to calculate the total material cost with adding lines here. But all this stuff is just manual entry to be more accurate on your expenses and your revenue. So for quoted price, we had, shoot, I already forgot, $2,500 was it for the kitchen remodel? There's already a deposit of $1,250. Material costs, we'll get that. So materials, kitchen stuff. I know, very vague. 12 kitchen stuff. Pieces, $12 a unit. Supplier, you can add more lines. You can have crew members here. Let's say my name here, Josh. He's a crew member. He did 15 of those 30 hours. And we are paying him $100. No, that's way too much. $5, there we go. And then photos, kind of the same thing like estimates. But when you upload one of these photos, you can add a little title here. So I have before. And then I have after. You could have one in between that says like current, don't matter. All right, notes, these are just more internal notes, put whatever. Okay, now we're going back up here. You've got your crew numbers, looks like $75. Total material cost, $144. Plugging that into here. Labor rate, what was it? $5, working 15 hours. Other expenses, I don't know, $30 for gas. Okay, now we have our estimated profit here. Let's go ahead and create it. Pops up down here. You can see the deposits paid, 2 photos, the status, click on it, view those details. You have edit multiple choices just like you do for the estimates. Pretty cool stuff. But yeah, now moving on to clients. What clients is just a lead associated with an estimate and or job. So here we have Andrew Scott. He's attached to the estimate we made as well as the job we made. So if we click on that, same thing as if you were in estimates or jobs, you can just view those details. And yeah, that'll do it. I hope this video helped you guys to figure out a little bit more of how to use SteadyManager. And yeah, that's it. See you in the next one. All right, so you're thinking about starting a free trial and you're seeing these price tags here. If you are to click this button and click it all the way through, you're just gonna refresh, and just like that, you're a pro. And then you're gonna have your timer down here, and then you can sign up whenever. And if not, you're just gonna downgrade back to a free tier. But yeah, you can switch between monthly and yearly. There's virtually no difference between the pro tier and the free tier in terms of functionality, but your limits do like 100x. So I'm gonna go ahead and lock it in. So I'm just gonna type in my test number here. As you can see, we're in test mode right now. This is all via Stripe. These are not my card details. These will not work if you try them. Zip code, not saving payments for later. All right, now we're just gonna sign up. All right, I went through. So let's go to settings. And then now what you're gonna begin to see is this manage billing section. So you can click open billing portal. Then you have your invoice history. You can update your subscription. So if you went to a $7 a month plan, you can upgrade to a yearly and downgrade vice versa. I can click this to print an invoice, as you can see here. But yeah, I don't handle any card information. It's all done by Stripe. Adding payment method, whatever. We're just gonna go ahead and cancel this. Put in a reason. I hate Josh. We canceled, so we just click this button to go back. Now we're back in, and then you can always go back and change your mind, or just see some of the recent charges that you had just down here. But yeah, that'll do it. I appreciate you guys watching. I hope some of you watching this make the decision to upgrade, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Okay, now we're in settings. Email, the day I joined, the plan I'm under, theme, switching between light and dark, customize, which we'll get into, manage billing. And what this is if I've went ahead and upgraded, I'd of course be able to see the details of that. So if you click this button, it'll pull up this link to Stripe. You can see all that information. And unless you're watching the full walkthrough, there should be a video in the section above this that says more about this. But yeah, you have update subscription, don't cancel subscription. Let's just go back. Okay, going back to settings, we have data and security. So I signed up with Google. If you sign up with my authentication system, what you're gonna see is a way to enable MFA. It's just like a QR code. You can change your email. You can change your password, and some of those require a link being sent to your email and you accepting it. Recent login activity. These are just different sessions that I've had. And if you have somebody logging in from like a different country within 24 hours, we will email you about that. So you can go ahead and log in and take some sort of action on your account. And then export data. You can download a CSV file, help and support, learn more. That'll get you to the page that you're probably watching this video on. Email support. This will pull up an email template. As you can see right here, the legal stuff, privacy policy, view terms, just links, logging out, deleting my account. And then when you delete your account, you just have to type in confirm delete account, and beware it deletes all of your data. All right, going back. This is one of my favorite parts about building SteadyManager, is that I can make fun stuff like this. So if you don't like goals, you can just disable it. Jobs, you can disable it or re-enable it. And then you have themes down here. You can go back to dark mode, go back to light mode, just like you can in appearances. But if you're a pro member, man. And look at this. We got whiteout, got slate, got minimal red, right? Looks pretty cool. Actually, let me just showcase what this kind of looks like. I don't have too many leads added to this account, but I mean, if you like themes, if you really care about this stuff, you know, sign up, man. Sign up. Here's what whiteout looks like. This one's my personal favorite. I think it just looks so clean. It's becoming wintertime here in Minnesota, so this is definitely matching the season. Who knows? Maybe I'll end up creating seasonal themes. Who knows? Put a little Christmas hat on the SteadyManager logo here. But yeah, that'll do it. I appreciate you guys watching. I hope you found this very helpful. If this is the last video you're seeing in the series, I highly recommend that you go ahead and sign up for an account. Just try it out. But yeah, I hope everybody watching this has an amazing rest of their day, and I'll see you in the next one.